ये मत सोचो कि लोग क्या कहते हैं जमाने में। ये मत सोचो कि लोग क्या कहते हैं जमाने में। खुद पे भरोसा रख और कुछ ऐसा काम कर जा कि बरसों लग जाए जमाने को तुम्हें भुलाने में। Hello friends and good morning. Welcome back to your channel Money Mindset Mastery with Vkas Joshi. Friends, we have been discussing on the goals, on the change of path, on the change of mindset from the restricted mindset to growth mindset. We are moving towards the goals but evaluating the path which we have taken. In the process, we came across certain limiting beliefs which are restricting our development, and we did address them. We made ourselves self-awareness, and then we address the limiting beliefs which were restricting the self-awareness to proceed on to develop ourselves. The first one was, I don't have time. The second one was, I cannot change. The third one was, I cannot, or I am restricting myself. I'm being constrained to the circumstances. The fourth one is, what others think of me. This very line is restricting you from thinking further of yourself, or restricting you from growth, or restricting you from a personal development. Here I will cite a short story which you are aware of, but the story fits here perfectly. I will just summarize the story and you will recollect every word of it. A father and a son had a donkey. They decided to sell a donkey. Now, at a mela or at a marketplace, that is weekly mela, in a village, they decided to sell the donkey. Now they are taking the donkey towards the marketplace. The father is walking along, the son is sitting on the donkey. That is the scene. Now there's some people who watch this, they say, how ruthless is that son? He can't even have that sympathy towards his father, who is an aged person, and making him walk along, but he is sitting comfortably on the donkey. The son feels guilty. He asks his father to sit on the donkey and starts walking with him. After some time, another group of people watch this and they say, look at the father. He is so insensitive toward the young son. He is making him walk, but he is having his comfort by sitting on the donkey. Now the father and son, they are puzzled up. So the father thinks, let the son come along and sit along with me on the donkey. So now the third scenario is the donkey is carrying the son and the father. Now again, a group of people watch it and they see how ruthless these people are. They don't have any humanity. They don't have any sympathy towards the speechless animal who is being forced to carry such a weight. On hearing this, the father thinks, oh, he is doing so injustice to the donkey. So both son and father decide to carry the donkey along with them on the shoulders. So they tie his legs, put a bamboo between the four legs, and they start carrying the donkey. Now the donkey feels uneasy, and at the same time they were crossing a river. So they were traveling over the bridge. The donkey tries to freeze itself. The tied knots will be freed from his legs. In the process, the donkey falls off the bridge into the river and dies. So the son and father lose their income source. Moral of the story, what others think of me. That led to their losses. That is what we have to understand. That is a limiting belief that is restricting you to proceed further. Now, what is this limiting belief? What do you mean by what others think of me? What others think of me is a common limiting belief that is restricting you for personal development and growth. Elaborate, elaborately, it can be stated as a process of the mindset which is restricting you to think about yourself before taking any decision or before uttering any words. The belief that what others think of me can be significant limiting factor in personal development and growth, friends. The limiting belief of what others think of me can be defined as a mindset where an individual relies on external opinions to shape that self-worth and decisions. This belief often leads to fear of judgment, hindering personal growth, authentic self-expression, and the pursuit of individual growth. Overcoming the limitation involves cultivating a strong sense of self-worth, building confidence, and prioritizing personal values over external validation. So, friends, you should avoid external validation. You should carry along your beliefs, not the limiting beliefs. Because limiting beliefs are restricting you from thinking positively towards your growth. So the limiting area in this is respect of what some other people think of me can be summarized as the self-expression is it gets affected. The fear of judgment may lead to withholding opinions. You will fear to opine about your on any subject just because you are afraid of what others people think of me. So you have to practice to put up your opinions. You have to practice to stick to your opinions. The decision making process also gets affected for relying on external validations. So you are relying on external whether your decision you have taken is correct or not. You are relying on somebody else's validation. When somebody else say that yes, it is correct, then you are comfortably accepting the whatever decision you have taken. Was the decision taken in with his consultation or her consultation? No. You took the decision in your mind, but your limiting belief said take the validation from someone. That's where the problem starts. If you have taken the decision by considering all the probabilities, if you have taken the decision being truthful to yourself, then you don't have to worry about. So you have to focus on your internal values and principles, friends. In the process, if you are considering always what other people think of me, then you are also restricting the creativity itself. So the development process will be stopped, will be hindered, will be stopped, will be paused till you overcome it. So the creativity should not be allowed to die, friends. You have to have experimental behavior. You have to have experimentation process in place because without that you cannot go forward. Any change, any change requires a new outlook. So in the process you should be able to take the risk. That is the risk. If you want to change something, you are taking a risk of opinion of overriding the opinion of other people. You are showing the creativity to prove yourself correct. Now that is the risk you are taking because at the time you are not taking into consideration into others' opinion. But that will help you to grow because that is what growth is. That is what change is. So gradual exposure to the calculated risk should be taken. In the process, you should not think of what other people think of you. That is the minimum requirement. Unless and until you have these processes in line, it is not possible for your personal development or it is not possible for you to grow. So also, many a times, the career choices we make are dependent on other people's thoughts, societal pressures. Since the father is an engineer, he feels that his son also should be an engineer. Now the son, he doesn't have any inclination to go towards engineering, but he feels that since his father is saying, or what other people will say, or what my family members will say, or what my societal constraints may create problems for. What will happen if a doctor's son doesn't become a doctor? The external factors, what others think of me, comes into play, friends. At this moment, the person, the individual is not thinking of himself, his likes and dislikes. He's thinking which path to choose. He's thinking what is his goal in life. Everything is now defined by the societal pressures, family pressures. So he is succumbing to the circumstances. That is, he is succumbing to what other people think of me. In the process, the very authentic behavior, the truth, is comfortably made to lie down. That is, the truth that he or she doesn't want to go that way. He is unable to express his opinion just because he is carrying along the limiting beliefs. What others will think of me. He doesn't have the confidence to tell his father or family members that this is not the way I have to choose. This is not the way I have to go for. These are not my goals in my life. He goes by what others have decided for. In the process, he is losing all his happiness. He is losing his individuality. He is losing his self-confidence. He is losing his self-worth. So also he is losing his self-respect. There is a fine difference between self-worth and self-respect, friends. I will be addressing them later on. But this is the cost he is paying. Will he be happy for lifelong? No, friends. 101% I can assure you, such person will not be happy in life. Because the goals which he has achieved are not his goals. They are the societal pressures, family pressures, which he has succumbed to. Also, now how this affects everything. This also affects the relationships. Since he is not happy, every relationship he enters into is because of what other people think of me. Otherwise, his relationship would have been truthful. Now the relationship are marriage. They are the shadows which follow him. He is unable to change them. He is unable to take over them just because what other people think of me. He is following those relationships just because they are to be maintained. Whether there is any charm in maintaining such relationships, no, friends, he doesn't have any charm. He is merely doing a mechanical work without any heart, without any truth. Any relationship without an heart in it, without the truth in it, doesn't last long. Take any relationship. Just introspect and you will understand how many of you people are around you, or how many of the people around you, and how many people amongst you are happy with the relationships. You are maintaining the relationships, but many a times the people are backbiting. It is a habit. Why? Just because they are not putting in their heart in it. Just because they are not putting in the truth, the value, the principles in the relationships. So the relationship will be always a marriage, always easily crackable things. A glass which can break even by a certain amount of pressures. So friends, it is necessary that you ignore what others think of me, the concept, the limiting belief that is limiting you to carry forward anything in your life. Now this has already changes many of the things. The more important part is the financial choices also changes. Now those are defined by someone else. The goals which you were to achieve are not the goals which you were to achieve, but the goals were decided by someone else. Maybe societal pressure, maybe friends pressure, maybe family pressure, maybe. So many maybes. Was it your goal? No. What were you afraid of? I was afraid of the limiting belief in me. I didn't have the capacity or the courage to protect my self worth, to protect my self respect, to protect my truth, to protect my values. But I succumbed to the circumstances created by society, created by friends, created by family members. I'm uttering the word created. These concepts they carry along. But where are you in the process? When you are alone, please think of it. And you realize that you have lost many of the things of yourself. You are terming the term happy relatively. Are you happy? Is the question. Don't answer it in a relative term. I am happy than he is. No, no, no. Happiness cannot be related to anything else. You should be happy. You cannot say that since he is happy, hence I am also happy. Or I'm more happy than he is happy. No, no. Happiness is happiness. It is directly related to self. It is directly related to self truth. It is directly related to self values. It is directly related to self worth. It is directly related to the principles you are following. So, friends, I request all of you to ignore what others think of you when you have decided the goal and walking the path, considering all the probabilities and challenges. You are ready to navigate your life amongst all the unprecedented challenges that may come along. But you will not be diluting your principles or values, neither you will be changing your goals or the path. That is what I stated in the beginning. ये मत सोचो कि लोग क्या कहते हैं जमाने में ये मत सोचो कि लोग क्या कहते हैं जमाने में खुद पे भरोसा रख और कुछ ऐसा काम कर जा कि बरसों लग जाए जमाने को तुम्हें भुलाने में. I sign off on this note, friends. Bye bye. Have a happy day. We meet again in another episode of Money Mindset Mastery with Vkas Joshi. Enjoy the day, enjoy the life. It is a one time activity, friends.